Hello folks, my name is Dr. Nigel McKay. I live in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a retired chiropractor. I've been a chiropractor for over 30 years. Here to talk about essential tremor. I have essential tremor. I came down with it suddenly at age 30. Just all of a sudden I had a right shoulder injury and I thought it was like maybe nerves that were being pinched, but my arm, my hand on the right side began to shake whenever I tried to manipulate or hold anything, and it was just weird. It was really weird. But I was going to school at that time, and all my money was tied up in school, and I didn't have excess cash to go to the doctor, so I just kind of toughed it out, and within a couple months it got better, considerably better. So much so that it became a minor nuisance. I really didn't think anything of it. Just figured, well, that's that, and it's not really that big a deal. And so, I went on with my life until when I hit 60. And oh, brother, when I hit 60, it was like the tremor increased to such a degree that it affected my whole life. Handwriting either was very difficult or at times completely, and I mean completely, impossible to do. It just invaded my whole life big time. I went to a neurologist. I'll talk about that in just a bit, but let me just this is from WebMD, what they have to say about it, what it is. Term tremor is used to describe uncontrollable shaking associated with essential tremor, or ET. A symptom can be caused by many different factors and diseases. They go into other factors, but I won't go there. I mean, this isn't Parkinson's. Parkinson's is a resting tremor. In other words, essential tremor is a tension tremor. So as you can see, it affected my right side first, and as you can see, the right side is stronger in amplitude. My left is still shaking too, and it's that has happened since I hit 60, and it's going into my legs as well. When I stand, I have to kind of brace myself sometimes, balance-wise. It can be hard. So what I did is I went to a neurologist. His name is Dr. Merman. He's retired now. He was a neurologist at UTSA School of Medicine, and we did MRI. The MRI was negative. Did functional tests, and sure enough, he said, you've got essential tremor. And so we started on medications. The medications that I have been on, let me see here. Inderol, Topamax, Neurontin, and I think Klonopin. There's others they use, but there's no quote-unquote medication for this disorder. It's some of them are like an anti-seizure medication. Some people have had luck with it. At first, I did have a modicum of success with the medication, but as the medication had to be increased in dosage, oh golly, the side effects were horrendous. I had where I couldn't even put two words together. I great difficulty thinking, suicidal thoughts. I'm telling you, suicidal thoughts. And then when I started getting that, I said, that's it. No medication for me. So basically been off medication since that time. The tremor itself is as it's in the literature says, it gets worse as you grow older. Alright, what I'm going to do is a little demonstration to show you. I'm going to pick up the camera and hold it in my right hand and give you an idea of what this tremor is. Yeah, real nice and smooth picture there. I'm going to transfer it to my left hand. See, the left is not quite as bad, but still not steady. I bought this little device called a gimbal, as you can see here, and reason why I got that is because I was going on a mission trip to Africa, and I wanted, to get some videos. So I was able to use that. It's kind of like a miniature Steadicam, which helped quite a bit. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. I think this camera's straightened up a little. So you can see how, even when I try to put my glasses on, how that, and that's pretty normal for me, I'm gonna hold it left hand. Camera it's shaking, but probably it's shaking. I'm going to see my right hand. Even the gimbal can't keep up with it, but left hand it's a little better, because it's not as pronounced. Yeah, but that's what that's like. Okay, I'm just trying to get a glass of water here. Oops. A bit of water. See that? That's the part that's really a bitch. So let's try putting a key in the door. See how hard that is for me. So the other possibilities are for correction are surgery, and this is what's called deep brain stimulation, or DBS. It's basically they drill some holes in your head and they lower or extend wires deep down into where the problem is, and that's the thalamus. The thalamus is parts of a brain that controls coordination and movement. And the wires are connected around the skull, buried into the neck, and then there's like a battery pacemaker put in the shoulder here, and it's controlled with a remote control to turn it on, turn it off, and turn it up. And I have seen some folks that on YouTube that you can see that they've had the procedure and have had some luck with it. But I've seen others that have not had luck with it, and also have had some severe side effects, like malfunctioning device, and it's so invasive. Anytime you do brain surgery, you drill holes in the brain, you're running a risk, and to me that's just too big a risk for me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. That's just not what I want to do. So in my research into this, I found that they've come up with a new form of therapy that is almost non-invasive at all. It's called focused ultrasound. Or X-ablate neuro, and basically what they do is they have the patient, they shave their head, and they put this like a sombrero thing that's kind of a cap-like device that goes around and has a wide brim, and then a helmet goes on top that I guess forms a seal with this. And I think they may flood this helmet with water. I'm not sure, some sort of fluid. And then there's a ultrasound emitter that's aimable. In other words, it's movable to where they can aim. And then they put the patient inside an MRI device. Now the MRI helps plot where they need to aim that, like essentially a ray of sound to hit the thalamus in a certain area, and it causes a lesion or destroys that part of the thalamus, and it's almost instantaneous. When that happens, is that the patient is tremoring, it stops. Now, from what I understand, they can only do one side. They cannot do two sides, because if you do two, right and left, then you can possibly eliminate your ability to speak, which would not be cool at all. But in my case, my right side is the one that's the most severe, and if I could have that back, have it normal, that would be great, because it would be like being a new person again. It's a real bitch. It separates me from a lot of people, isolates me. When I go out in public, it's very handicapping, not being able to write, asking other people to help me with, I almost feel like I'm illiterate, it's very depressing. There's just something that I could feel it inside of me, that feeling of unwholeness, unwellness. And it makes me feel older. I'm 64. Feel a lot. It makes me feel a lot older than that. So the idea that there's something out there that can return myself back to a normalcy is just amazing. It gives me such hope. There's several universities that are offering this new therapy, and it's not just for essential tremors. They've also been using for Parkinson's and other problems. You can go Google focused ultrasound, and you can find out all about it. I am going to be including a clip in this about a gentleman that had the procedure, and he had essential tremor, seems like all his life. Thank God, at least I can look back at, being, remembering a time when I was normal. But there's been some real embarrassing moments in my life with this malady. I remember going to Sam's one time, and a lady thrust a sample, I guess, liquid of some kind, a little cup to my right hand. Instinctively I grabbed it, and man, it just like, fortunately, there was nobody that I splashed it on, but I just remember the looks of people around me and thought, God, that must be crazy. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing, just eating in public is, I'm always self-conscious of that. I basically cannot use my right hand to eat, use a fork. Unless it's something like hamburger, two-handed thing, I can manage that. But any manipulative device, yeah, it's a real problem. But yeah, it's my hope that some of you will see this and come alongside me and help me pay for this, because it is pricey. It's now. University of Maryland is where I'm kind of looking to do this. They're the cheapest of the ones I've found so far. Their price is about $36,000, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Medicare is going to pick up $10,000 of that, and which I I will be eligible for Medicare, I think, in December. So it's a matter of being patient, which, it's a problem right now. It's like when you see something that could just virtually overnight turn you into a normal human being, it's hard to wait. It's hard to wait. And, our finances are very limited. I'm on a fixed income. So yeah, I'm hoping that this, for you out there that are better well off, better fixed, could possibly help in this regard, and help another human being become more human. And thank you for your attention.